Hey there guys, and welcome to the Beasts of Northrend guide from the Trial of the Crusader. This is the first stage in the Trial of the Crusader and is made up of 3 bosses, which will run out one after another. The first is Gormok the Impaler. Have your tank pull the boss and establish aggro on it. Gormok will start applying a ticking damage debuff called Impale. Depending on how well geared your tanks are, you need to switch every X amount of stacks. In this case, we're giving it 4 stacks on the tank before we switch. Also, adds will spawn in the form of kobolds. These will latch onto random raid members' backs and will attack them from behind. These need to be killed ASAP, as they will throw bombs across the raid, leaving fire on the floor, and this needs to be avoided. Just to note that the adds will latch onto the back of raid members, so the kobold that is on you, you won't actually be able to attack it yourself. It will be up to the rest of the raid to DPS it down. Okay, so the next phase in this fight are 2 Jormungandr, Acidmaw and Dreadscale. Dreadscale will walk out first, closely followed by Acidmaw that will arise from underground. DPS should focus on Acidmaw first. The main thing you need to be watching out for in this fight is 2 debuffs you get from each Jormungandr. Dreadscale will be giving off something called Burning Bile. This is going to damage you and anyone around you, so make sure if you have it, then you don't go near anyone and you try spread out as evenly as possible. The other is Paralytic Toxin, applied by Acidmaw. This will cause nature damage and will decrease movement speed, stacking with each tick until eventually you will not be able to move or use any abilities. The only way to get rid of the toxin is to move close to someone who has Burning Bile. And note that the only person at the start of the fight who should have Burning Bile is the Dreadscale tank. Throughout the fight, Acidmaw and Dreadscale will switch places, meaning that the one that was rooted will now be free to move, and vice versa. Let the tanks grab the targets and start again on Acidmaw. Acidmaw will be spawning poison clouds like the Grobulus encounter in Nex, under whichever Jormungandr is able to move. So at this point, keep Acidmaw on the move to avoid everyone getting killed by poison clouds. Once Acidmaw is down, Dreadscale will enrage. DPS need to burn Dreadscale down at this point. Save your DPS cooldowns for this part. The next phase is a boss called Ice Howl. This boss has 3 main abilities. The first is a frontal cone breath attack that will deal frost damage and freeze people in place during its duration. This needs to be healed through. The next is a whirlwind ability which does low melee DPS on anyone around Ice Howl and also knocks players back. His third ability starts with a massive crash ability. He will go into the centre of the room and knock everyone back to the walls. He will then target a player, which is indicated by the direction he is facing, and will jump back and charge towards this player. A few moments before his charge you will get a speed buff, which you will need to use to get out of the way if Ice Howl is facing towards you. If Ice Howl misses the target, he's going to crash into the wall, and this is going to stun him, and all damage taken at this point will be increased, so burn him down in this time. Just repeat these steps until Ice Howl is down. It's a very easy fight, and this is going to end your first encounter in the Trial of the Crusader. Hoping this clears this boss up for you, and thanks for watching the guide.